Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Singles and Married with Christi, and it's a good place to subscribe to this channel if you've not done so already, and if you have, I want to encourage you to put on your notification button so that when our next video drops you will be the first to see it. Okay, if you've been following my videos, you would notice that I've been talking on one topic for like 3 videos now, and I'm still continuing on that topic, maybe in this video and in the next video. Danger signs to look out for in a relationship. The truth of the matter is that I will not be able to exhaust all these points, but let's just see the ones we can talk about now, so that we can visit other topics in subsequent videos. Now, danger signs, and may I say that I have kind of lost count of how many I already spoke about, so just follow me. Maybe I should start from 1 again. So, when they are lazy or have no plans for the future. I hope you know that there are people that are lazy and have no plans at all for the future. Now, let me say this, it's disturbing when you find people that have no plan for their future. They do not know where they are going to. They do not know what they want to become in 5 years, in 10 years, or even in 15, 20 years. They have no idea whatever they want to be. Now, you will always know a lazy person by their behavior, even when you are in a relationship. Now, if it's a guy, for example, you discover that perhaps he was able to go to school, that's it. He doesn't want to do anything, and he keeps saying that I have my certificate, and rather than go out there and do a lot of things, he doesn't want to do anything just because he has his certificate. Or he's going to say that he's waiting for the government to give him a job, and then he's there 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and he's still at the same spot. He has not put his hand to do anything, not developed himself in any way. He's still the person he was 10, 15 years ago when he left school. Now, this person is obviously a very lazy person, because these days you see people, graduates, doing a lot of things, doing things that, you know, that people in the past used to say, oh, as a graduate you shouldn't do this. But now, just because the white collar jobs are not available, people do things. Now they are doing this to improve on themselves, to work on themselves, to earn money so that they will be able to take care of themselves. And on the other hand, if you find a woman that is lazy, it's the same thing. However, in some aspects it might be different. Now let me tell you a story. There's this couple, before they got married, the young woman used to come visit the young man in their family house, and the interesting thing is that she had a family too. She had parents and siblings all alive. But guess what? She comes to his house and she stays in the room, never goes out to be part of whatever is happening in the family. And then when they cook, this young man will carry a takeaway pack and package food for her secretly without his mother's knowledge, because he knows his mother will protest. Of course, which mother won't, you know? And then the girl will pack it and take home. Now, it became not surprising to me when they got married several years down the line, and they said she didn't used to cook. It became an issue. Now, why was he expecting her to cook? It was obvious that she didn't like cooking. It was obvious that maybe in their house they were not even cooking. You know, there were a lot of lazy people in the house, and then he himself, he furnished the laziness by helping her pack food that his mother or his siblings cooked, and he will give her and she'll take home. Then he gets married and is expecting her to cook. Well, you are not expecting that, and it's so disturbing because they have kids, and that trait has refused to leave even several years down the line. And let me tell you, it's not as if she's doing any job per se. She's not working outside the home. And so imagine not working outside the home and then not cooking for your family, not taking care of your family as you should. You should be able to see these things while you are dating, while you are courting, and know that these signs should not be swept under the carpet. Now let me talk about the next danger sign. When they are stingy. Okay, I have many stories to share. As children of God, the truth of the matter is that carrying the DNA of God, you are not supposed to be stingy. Let's tell ourselves the truth. The Bible says, give and it will come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together and running over. Of course, it's not talking about just money. Give anything. Like one of my fathers will say, give anything at all, it will come back to you. So if you give good, good will come back to you. Give time, to somebody, give your time, another person will sow their time to you. Give your money, another person will sow their money into your life. It might not be the same people that will do same to you, but God will always bring people that will do same unto you. Now, as children of God, giving should be part of us. It's in our DNA. So when you find somebody that says they are a believer and they are not giving, they are stingy, just know that is a danger signal. Now, there's someone I know, back then, thank God she didn't marry him anyway. She was with somebody, and then a pastor's wife that knew that young man very well came to her and said to her, I don't know how much you know about this young man, but this is what I know about him. He is so stingy. He is the type that will cut a tuber of yam and keep for his wife before going to work, or measure rice and keep for his wife before going to work. That is the kind of person you're with. Now, thankfully, she herself had made some discoveries. And then when she got that advice, thank God she didn't sweep it under the carpet. She took that advice and she made use of it. And making use of that advice helped her, in the sense that she left that relationship. Now, guess what? She got married to someone else, and he too got married to someone else. But the story we heard later on is that the wife had to leave because he will not bring money for food, money for this. He will not buy her nothing. He's going to ask her to write a list of things to buy, and whatever price she writes, let's say for example a cup of rice, let's say 100 naira, let's say a cup of beans 150. He's going to look at it, he's going to scrutinize it. He'll say, why is a cup of rice 100 naira? Let's take a cup of rice to 80 naira. Already that's the price. No, it has to be 80 naira. He's going to beat down the price, he's going to cut down the price, and he's going to give her the exact amount, not a penny more to that amount. And he's going to expect when she comes back from market, he's going to come inspecting everything she bought. And then sometimes he feels like, oh, what she bought he's not satisfied with it. Then he will go to the market. Now, it is okay. It is okay when a husband decides to help his wife with buying things. It's okay for husbands to help their wives shop for things. I think it's okay. I think there's nothing wrong with it, that even as a husband, sometimes you say, okay, I'm going to stop over the market. I'm going to buy this for the house and bring home. Or when your wife is going shopping, you accompany her. There's nothing wrong with it. But there is everything wrong with it when you are doing it just because you don't want to release money, or just because you think that your partner is spending more, because you are stingy. Now, the woman couldn't stay with him because he was not giving her money. He was not doing anything. It's difficult to stay with a stingy partner. That's the truth. Recently I met someone again that is even funny enough a relation to me. She's related to me, and I had no idea that they were no longer with her husband, and for some time now. And then I asked her what happened, and she said, for all the years I stayed with him, he never brought money for anything. I did everything for myself. I bought the food, I bought my clothes, I took care of my kids, and now my kids are grown. So I cannot continue to stay with him because there's really nothing he does to me. At that point, how was I even going to tell her, okay, you need to go back to that man? And guess what? On top of the stinginess, he married another woman. And that woman, maybe she came thinking that, oh, I'm going to come, maybe it's the first wife that doesn't know how. That's some of the mistakes that young people do. Oh, maybe the first wife doesn't know how to do it, so me that I know how to do it better, let me come into the house. She came in, and when hunger showed her pepper, nobody told her. Do you know she actually left before that? She left the marriage before my own relation did. So what am I saying? I'm saying that anybody that is stingy is a red signal. Now you know that the person is stingy when you are in a relationship. It comes with giving. Love comes with giving. They will give things. They will give you time. They will give you resources. They will invest in your life, and hey, they will give gifts. So if you are with somebody and the person says that I'm not going to give anybody a gift, that because we are in a relationship, as long as you are not my wife, or as long as you are not my husband, I'm not going to give you anything. See, it is from now we'll see how you will be able to take care of that wife or husband of yours. We'll begin to see the signs now, so that when it's birthday you don't give gifts, when it's any anniversary you don't remember, you don't give anything because you are stingy. Now that is a red signal, is a danger signal. And then the next point I want to talk about is when they pressure you for sex. This is a big danger sign, when they pressure you for sex. Now I want to say that this one comes mostly from the men. You know, for women have a longer resistance. You know, women are able to keep themselves more now than men, because men are visual creatures. Now, does that mean that a man should let himself loose and become irresponsible? Not at all. A man that has no control over his sexual urge is an irresponsible man, because the Bible talks about us keeping ourselves, our bodies, as the temple of God, and there are no exemptions. It didn't say for women your bodies are temples of God, and for the men you can do as you like. It didn't say so. It is something that is for both the men and for the women. It therefore means that when a man has no control over his sexual urge, he is an irresponsible man. A young man that knows that sex is not supposed to be outside marriage, because it is a sin. We are supposed to honor God. Young people, you are supposed to honor God with your body until you get married. And that one person, you honor God and you honor them with your body by staying faithful to God and faithful to your partner, even in marriage. Because marriage does not allow you to begin to say, oh, now I'm married, so I begin to go around sleeping. No, it's God is helping us to keep our bodies in check, to keep ourselves in check. Now, when you are now in a relationship and the young man keeps pressuring you, young woman, for sex, just know that it is a danger sign. In fact, I've heard statements like, if you love me, you will give me. Let me say this. We're not talking about sex today, but let me say this. Sex is never a proof for love. Sex is not a proof for love. No. It is not. So anybody that says that to you, just know that they want to just take from you and leave you and run away. You know, one of the reasons why people keep holding on to relationships and not able to let go is because they already became sexually involved early in the relationship, so that they know that they've given a part of them to that person. So even when they are seeing other danger signs that should make them leave that relationship, they refuse to leave, because already they are neck deep, because they are already sexually involved. The emotions, not just the emotions, spirit is already connected to spirit. I want you to know that sex is not just physical, it is spiritual. So when you get involved in sex with somebody, you have already left the realm of the physical into the spirit, and that's very, very dangerous. So I want to plead with you singles. And guess what? I know of some ladies too that pressure men. One of the things they say is that if he truly loves me, why has he not said he wants to touch me? Why has he not touched me? Imagine a young man is trying to preserve you, and all you're thinking of is, oh, he has not touched me. Now, young man, if in your heart of hearts you are deciding to honor God by keeping your body and by honoring that young woman and not touching her, and she's pressuring you to touch her, know that is a danger sign already. You need to leave that relationship. So whoever it is, whether it is the man or the woman, whoever it is that is pressuring the other for sex, know that it is a danger sign, and it is a sign that is enough for you to leave the relationship. Because even in marriage, when you get married, marriage doesn't stop adultery. People are in marriage and yet they are committing adultery. It is the fear of God and they resolve to be disciplined. They resolve to be faithful to God and to your spouse, that will help you to stay and put in some measures. Of course, since we're not talking about sex, I'm not going to be talking about all those measures in place to ensure that you keep yourself, for God. And may I say one thing here? Let me just chip it in. Staying out of sex, or should I say keeping yourself away from sex until marriage, is not just about celibacy. It is about you deciding to honor God. So if you decide that you're not having sex and you are doing all the things that people in marriage are doing, the only thing you don't do is just the penetration, you are already in the wrong. You are touching, you are kissing, you are sucking things and touching and doing all manner of things that you're not supposed to do. You are already in the wrong. So I want you to know that it's more about honoring God. And when you are honoring God with your body, it's the whole of you that you refuse to be messed up with. May I talk about another danger sign? When the person wants to get married in a hurry or in secret. There are people that you just meet and 2 months later, you don't even know much about them. You've not met their family members. You don't know their friends. You don't know where they work. You don't know many things about them. And they are in a hurry to get married. They want you to get married fast, quick. Now you need to know that, what's the hurry? Marriage is for a lifetime. Marriage is for a lifetime. So why are we in a hurry? We just met 2 months. We should get to know ourselves more. Let's get to, understand ourselves better. Let's get to meet with our families. Let's follow the process. Let's do this thing right. Let's do it well. Why are you in a hurry to get married? When you see such things, you need to slow down. This is a danger sign. Now, let me tell you, there's someone I once mentioned, that was in a relationship with this young woman. And one time he just told her that, I know that we're going to get married in church, but I want us to go to a registry and just do it quietly. And please, I don't want you to tell your parents about it. And I'm not going to tell anybody about it. We'll just do it quietly. And then when it's time for our white wedding, we're going to have it. And thank God for the young woman that had sense and said, why am I in a rush? You've not even come to pay my dowry yet, and you want us to go quietly and have a marriage in registry. Why? And she said, no, it's not going to work. She said, my parents will kill me. If I were to be, that would be a betrayal to my parents for me to say that I'm going to get married secretly. And guess what? Only to discover that the man had impregnated somebody, and the lady was threatening him that if he was going to get married in church, she was going to come, because he had refused the pregnancy. She said she was going to come to the church and she was going to raise dust in church and ensure that wedding will not hold. Now, his own saying, let's quickly go and get married at a registry, was himself trying to play smart, so that when she comes, to disrupt the wedding in church, he's going to wave their certificate and say, hey, we're already married, so let's just proceed to the reception. Now, that was what he was planning to do to that young woman. Thank God that old lady had sense, and she pulled back and said, why will he do that? And then later, boom, the story came out. And thank God she didn't marry him at the end of the day. Now, what am I saying? If someone is in a hurry to get married, just know that it's a danger sign. Why are they in a hurry? Just make sure that you take time to dig deep, find out the why behind their actions. Find out the why behind that rush, that hurry. Don't just jump in because you want to get married. Remember, like I said earlier, marriage is for a lifetime. I guess we might be able to take one more point before we end this video. Okay, when they are never wrong, you are the one that is always wrong and apologizing. Now, this kind of people, what do they call them? There's a name that they call them these days. Somehow it's escaped my mind. They are, is it like narcissists? People like that, they are never wrong. They are always right. You are the one that is always wrong. So you find yourself, even when they are the ones that wronged you, they are the ones that hurt you, you find yourself always being the one apologizing, because they would never apologize. They will never admit to a wrong. Even when it is wrong, not just because you want them to accept that it is wrong, no, but that it is outrightly wrong, and they know it's wrong, but they will never accept that they are wrong or what they did is wrong, and so they will never ever apologize. I know quite a number of people like this, and I want to say these kinds of people are very, very difficult people. And when you are in a relationship, it is difficult, but honestly, when you have a person that does not apologize in marriage, it becomes much more difficult, much more challenging. You can ask around, ask the people that are married already. Go ahead and do an interview. Not too long ago, I asked the people on the mentorship platform I'm managing. I told them, go and have an interview with couples, and who have been married like from 10 years and above, and share your experience. And they went, for those of them that went and had those interviews, they discussed with those couples, and they had a lot of take home. Now I want to encourage you young people at this point, maybe a little diversion. If you're listening to me, I want to say that perhaps don't just get married until you have gone, sit down with families, couples that have been married 10 years and above, and just talk with them, ask them, maybe, sir, how was it like for you when you were courting? Ma, how was it like for you, and how is it like now? I'm assuring you that if those couples will be sincere with you, they are going to tell you from the good things they did, and they are going to share from their scars and their pains, and you will be able to learn. You'll be able to avoid those mistakes that they made, and then you will be able to see the good things that they did and learn from them, and also apply it in your life. Now, it doesn't mean that nobody is perfect, and may I say that we are all growing, we are all work in progress, but I assure you that there are people who have gone through some experiences that you can learn from. Don't wait until you go through those experiences, those hard experiences, before you learn. Let them teach you, let them open their scars to you, let them open themselves to you, and you learn from them and apply it even in your life. So I want to encourage you singles, don't just rush to get married. Be able to talk to those people. Go have couples that you look up to. Maybe some of them, their marriages are really working and you admire them. Go. They will be able to open up to you. If they are sincere people, they will open up to you and they will guide you accordingly. But don't just jump into marriage. So when you see someone that is never wrong, always right, just know that it is a danger sign. And the last but not the least point on this video, when they don't have anyone they submit to, or they are not answerable to anyone. Now, let me say this to you single people. When you find anybody like that, just know that is a big danger sign. Everybody must have somebody they submit to. Everybody must have somebody that they can talk to and they listen to. Yes, everybody should be able to have someone that can talk to them. I have people that can talk to me and I listen to them, and my husband knows those people. So my husband knows that if there's something that he notices that he's been saying or trying to get me to understand and I'm not, he'll be able to talk to those people and they'll be able to talk to me, and vice versa. So you need to be able to know who those people are answerable to. For example, it might be their pastors. It might even be their parents, especially when they have godly parents, when they have parents that really know Jesus. They might be the ones, and they are really objective now, because there's a place of going to report your spouse to their parents. When I come to talk about in-laws, we'll delve deep into that. So I want to not go deep into it. So you need to be able to know who it is. It might be a pastor in church, it might be an elder, it might be somebody that they respect, even a boss at work that has truly been more than a boss. It might be that kind of person that you should be able to talk to them about your partner, that they will be able to talk to your partner and your partner will listen. Otherwise, you get married to a man or a woman that when trouble rises, you have nowhere to take them. You have nowhere to go to talk, to ask them to talk to that person, for that person to listen, because they already showed you that nobody can talk to me before you got married, and you felt like, oh, I can manage it, I can handle it, only to enter into marriage and discover that you cannot handle it. Now, may I stop here on this video? Now I want to say something. I want to encourage our married people that if you're watching this video and you know singles around you, you can help them. You know those mistakes you made. You know those red signs, danger signs you saw and you ignored them, and how it has affected you even in marriage, and how it took a lot for you to be able to adjust and begin to enjoy your marriage. I want you to share those stories with the singles. Don't just leave them like that. Don't just say, let them go now, they'll find out for themselves. No, let's help them. Let's help these singles. And I want to say to the singles, don't just look at those people and think they think they know everything because they are married. They know a lot too. The experience is indeed a teacher. Experience matters a lot in everything. So you need to you understand. But there are some experiences you shouldn't wait to go through. Especially, don't wait and accept everything you see and ignore everything you see and enter into marriage. Those experiences can be costly if you wait until marriage to be able to adjust to it. So I want to encourage you to please do the right thing now, so that it will not show up in a bad way in marriage. Thank you so much for staying through to the end of this video. I appreciate you so much. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Just put on your notification and watch out for my next video. Have a good time.